Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This will hopefully be a quick supplemental video to the October 2021 layout video. The reasoning for this is I've been asked a couple of questions and figured that it was going to be quickest and easiest to just hurry and make a video up real quick. It also allows that if there's further questions, you can ask them in the comments below and I'll respond to them as quick as I can. The first question that I was asked was the dimensions of the layout. The room that we're in is 12 feet by 17 feet. The mine branch expansion that's here is 8 feet long by 3 feet wide. The container yard back there that the train is about to go on to is 12 feet long by 1 foot wide. This is the original Salt Lake route track plan that you can buy. And it is 9 feet long by 3 feet wide here on the close side that we're at. The far side where the Y is at back there does expand to 4 feet wide. The Y section back there that's underneath or along where the shelf is at, just above the computer that you can see, that is 9 feet long and just over 2 feet wide. The swing gate here is 4 feet long by 6 inches wide. I felt that at 6 inches, that was enough to add some scenery to the side of the tracks to help prevent trains from falling off if there was a derailment, but also be short enough that it would give me a lightweight swing gate. And then the first expansion, not the original, but the first expansion that I did is 11 feet long by 3 feet wide with just a slight cutout that's up there. The aisleways that I have between the expansion and the Salt Lake route at the widest point of the expansion is 2 feet 9 inches. And then at the cutout, it opens up to be 3.5 feet wide. The reason for that is there potentially can be up to 3 to 4 operators on this portion of the layout itself. And I wanted to have enough room to allow that. The aisleway between the container yard and the Salt Lake route is only 2.5 feet. It does shrink up further where the Salt Lake route expands out, but there's only going to be one operator, maybe two if one has a train going by, but that's enough room that 2 people can be over there and not interfere with each other. And then lastly, the aisleway between the Salt Lake route and the mine branch expansion is 3 feet. I do intend to have maybe 2 operators over here on this section and felt that that was enough room to allow that. As far as operation goes, I haven't had a true operating session yet, just some testing that I've done. But potentially I could have 4 to 5 people operating the layout at once. As far as the control of the layout, it is DCC, and I use a power cab that you can see hanging off of that leg over there. I do have JMRI on a dedicated computer just for the layout and have it connected to the power cab with the USB connection. As for track, I mainly use Kato Unitrack. The reason for that is the Salt Lake route, that is what comes in the track, or that's the track that comes with that plan, pack, whatever you want to call it. And between the time that I had setting up the Salt Lake route and getting it operating compared to other layouts that I had, I just fell in love with the Unitrack. I feel that it's works for me, allows me to do changes on the fly, especially with the expansions that I've done, but also have things up and running really quick. I know that it is expensive, so that is one of the downsides with it. I know that some people don't like it because of the plastic base that's on it, but when you doctor it up, I think it's fine and I like it, so that's what I use. There are some spots on the layout that I ended up using Atlas Code 80 Flex. That being the container yards back here, or not the container yards, the yards back here, and the tracks that are here behind this building. But I did also use it on the container yard. I felt that with just long straight sections that were not the main line, I would be okay with having the flex track, and it did save me some money, so that's why I went with that. I do have one Pico Code 55 turnout on the container yard. The reason for that is I needed a left-hand turnout. I had that readily available and ended up deciding to use it. It works for what I need and I'm happy with it. So it's just over there. It's mainly hidden by the concrete anyway, so it works. The last thing that I was asked about was my camera car here. This is the SQ13. I have used an SQ8. However, I ended up breaking the charge port on it, and it never was the best charger to begin with. And so I always had issues with it charging. However, with the SQ13, it has a micro USB charge port, and it actually has Wi-Fi built into it to where you can download an app on a smartphone and actually see what the camera sees. You can record either to the phone or to the micro SD card that you can put into it. So I've been pretty happy with this so far. The only downside is it is larger than the SQ8, and as such, you do have to put it on a depressed center flat. And even at that, depending on the scenery, it will hit it. As you can hear, it hits the bridge and does cause it to come over a little bit. With a depressed center flat, I found that it just glances off when it's being pushed or pulled, and it doesn't cause too much issue with the video. But when I had it on a regular flat car, it would hit the top of the bridges and just come to a stop. So that is why I have it on a depressed center flat, at least for N scale. I can't think of anything else. Hopefully that covers most of it. If there's any other questions that I didn't answer or that you have, please leave them in the comments. And like I said, I'll respond to them as fast as I can. But hopefully this wasn't too boring and kind of explains the reasonings behind my layout, why I did what I did, and can help other people that are looking to start building a layout. I know there were a couple of new subscribers that mentioned they were going to start building a layout themselves. So hopefully this helps, and we'll see everybody in a bit. Hopefully in the next video it will be some work on the mine that's going to be over there, and we'll see everybody then. Thanks for watching.